Alright, so today's video we're going to be watching a Plat 3 DPS on PC playing Pharah. And they say, this match started horribly for my team. We kept dying, and as a team, made like 13 kills the first round. To give an idea, I know that stats aren't everything, but I was the only one with positive KD ratio. Our other DPS had 1 kill and 9 deaths, so some teammates started arguing with him. By the time the first round concluded, and he said he is trying, having been in bad matches myself, I joined the convo and told him that I know he is trying and that we all have been there and we can do this, which is true. We all have bad starts at times. After that, indeed, he started playing a lot better and we ended up contesting a match which seemed long gone. This match is an example that helping with your team psychology and being understanding can do miracles. I believe that throughout the match I played really well, so I'd love to hear your opinion on how to improve, as I think I can hit diamond. Thank you in advance. Love your videos. All right, I'll give it a look. I mean, just to put an example here, by the way, it is. I've had pro players start 1-9 in my games before. I've started 1-9 in games before. Sometimes it just happens. I mean, I can think of a recent example. I had a Dorado just yesterday. I was on DPS. I was 5-8 after the first half, and I said to my team, I'm like, I'm sorry guys, like, if you saw the point of view of what's happening, I can't even play the game. I was getting dove by a Winston Echo on cooldown with like a Tracer. It was like a 3-person dive. And I'm like, listen, if I can go Tracer here and then you make, someone, if you can go like Genji or whatever, like, so the other teammate who was on Tracer went to like a more like, I think they went Bastion and played like a very static comp in the back. I go Tracer, I finish the game like, 20-9, and then they end up having that going there. But like, the point I'm making here is that like sometimes your teammates starting off 1-9 isn't necessarily saying that they're just hard feeding. Now again, it could be the case, but sometimes you get unlucky, right? All right, let's see how you do on Pharah here, and we'll see how your defense goes. You said it was pretty bad. I do want to give you a little bit of a feedback on the beginning there, and you'll probably be fine because the Mercy can res. Try to do a little bit more of a safer angle spam, so that way a Widow doesn't kill you. They did have a Widow. They didn't take advantage of that, but you said you want to keep climbing. The more you climb, the amount of times that someone has played that close and dies to a Widow is about once, but it's more than that's about it. But still, either way, just be at a better angle so you don't get killed by Widow. All right. Backing away, movement's looking good. Yep, playing the angle here is fine. That was kind of your Mercy just disconnected from you and it kind of stayed there, so. Yep. Okay, you're going for your own flank. Okay. Okay, good kill. Yeah, that was clean. Voice line was correct there. All right. All right. So far, so good. I don't mind holding this choke if you get the opportunity. That's on you. Straight up. You know what that was, chat? So, it's funny because we just came from a game where somebody wasn't being as proactive, and now we have you being very proactive. So, remember, you want to rein it in at times, okay? At times. Because, like, you'll start to feel this, like, level of confidence, and you keep going and going. Once you get a pick or two, like, you don't have to give them a pick back, right? And I know your Mercy reses you, but maybe they kill you beforehand. Now you don't have res, right? So... Okay. Yeah, I mean you're getting team wiped right now. So scoreboard wise, you're doing a lot of damage. Everything else is pretty much the same. I mean, you want to compare damages, like the Sims about the same as the other DPS. So far you have been playing it fairly well. Again, obviously I'm not the best Pharah in the world, but I do think that you're being aggressive and proactive in a way that I like. Again, I remember you got to pick. Don't worry about like keep that pick and then just wait. Yep, good job. You're running the way. Yeah, I mean, so far, so good. Going in. Good movement. Try to play an angle again and spam. Yeah, I mean, you've been a pretty good Pharah. Oh, I love that patience. One thing you run into, and you gotta be wary of this. I'm not saying you need more like air time, but I definitely think that you need to stop, ended up right in front of them in your team. Like if you're gonna run out of like, the fuel for like flying as Pharah there, you just make sure that you're falling in spots that don't get you killed right away. There's many times there where if I saw you fall down there and I was on the other team, you would fall right over. You don't have a Rhine or anything protecting you shield-wise, like it would be an easy kill. Well, that's what I'm saying. They're also they're like, I was gonna bring up the less is more eventually, but like I don't want to take away their aggressive playstyle. I just don't want them to spam cooldowns. But I need to see more and more as we go. You know what I mean? One thing I can say without a doubt, one thing you need to work on is your positioning is good, and then it gets really bad. So they had this ult forever. Yeah, I think they could have ulted. Remember when they were flanking behind, and then Zen was there, and they were at the bridge? I actually think they could have killed him right there, right? I'll give you an example. Remember here when the Pharah went over the top, right? And they went here? I would not have been mad if they ulted here, because honestly, the only person who would have really been able to kill them almost immediately outside of the Widow would have been the Zenyatta at the time, but the Zenyatta wouldn't have known that was happening because they didn't react. And then you can maybe get a kill out, maybe get the cleanse TP, kill the Kiriko, and you win that team fight cleanly. So I do agree with you on that one, but I also kind of needed to see where it went. And then what happened was they still held it, so I didn't really put too much pressure on that one because, like, sometimes in Overwatch there's 1A, 1B, 1C, there's different plays you can make. So, like, it necessarily wasn't the, you know, they survived, they went back, and they were fine. But one thing that the Pharah is doing incorrectly right now is all of the spots the Pharah falls at is not good. And a lot of it comes down to what we just saw over here, where basically you're letting them see you get to good positioning, but you're using all your cooldowns to get there, and your reaction is to keep going in and keep going, rather than be like, oh crap, they saw me, I need to play this safer back away. Because if I see a Pharah use all their cooldowns, that's a free kill any day of the week for me. Of course, there's going to be outliers to that, etc. But like, you can't end up in front of their team or in bad spots consistently. Otherwise, you're going to fall over, right? Back to the scoreboard here. See, your teammate is 1-5, but I want you to, again, look at the overall picture here, right? So, like, one of the things here in general is look at your whole scoreboard. Let's look at the whole picture here. The only person getting kills is you. And I've watched your point of view. You get a lot of solo kills here and there, and then the team fight's over. This is a team effort right here. I've had plenty of games where I'm the person who's 6-4 here, but that doesn't mean that your team is, it just means I think your team's getting rolled. I just think your whole team is getting rolled right now. That's it. Like, you're just all getting rolled. You're making a couple of individual plays, but then you're not giving your time you're not giving your self time to reset and then just kill you. So you're just trading, and that's not going to be good either. I hope you're doing well too. Yeah. All right, a little bit of aggressive play there. That was just, you felt like you had to go to the point, although you had time. Remember, you can look up top to see how close it is, rather than like just rush to the point. Oh yeah, I mean the hero selection obviously, you know, is not going to be ideal against that right away. So. Good ult. I mean that was good. Yeah, nice job. Okay. Yep, nice. Good job. Cleaning up the kills from the previous team fight. There it is. Nice. Well played. I have no problems with your aim, by the way. I think your aim is totally fine on Pharah. Everything else is what we need to clean up. See that play? I want to point something out about that play, and this is where maybe this will be helpful for you. That was a good play because you're cleaning up the snowball kills, right? So you're cleaning up the team fight that you just won. But what you've been doing in previous team fights is you get that pick, and then you just go into them when they're all alive with all their cooldowns. Do you see the difference here? So that was a good play because you won the team fight or had multiple picks, so you can snowball them, right, and get away with that, okay? But if you do that in a situation where it's a 5v4 and they have all their cooldowns and they trade on you, now you either force your Mercy out of position or you can't be rezzed. So we need to find the in-between of this for you. Not even the in-between. I love that aggressive play. We need to rein back a little bit on the way you do it the other way around. Like when you're being too aggressive in those team fights. When it's like the numbers are pretty even. All right, let's see what happens. When's a good time to play ground Pharah? Well, anytime I play Pharah, that's just a ground Pharah automatically. Ground Pharah is, I don't know. If you spamming a choke, I guess. You got out there. Good save by your team. Okay, bottom. The Zen. I go for the... Yeah, I don't mind you taking a a duel here. I think this is totally fine. With the right idea. Widow hits a shot on your Mercy. Your Orisa falls over. There you go. And that's it. All right, so here's your scoreboard here. Yeah, this is what I thought. So your teammates can try to blame the 1-9 person all day long, but like, listen, could they have played better? Absolutely, but like, this is a team effort. That tank, Chad, did you see what I saw earlier? You know how that tank is 3 and 5? You want to know where they got those 3 limbs from? 2 of them were on that Pharah ultimate where they were just sitting on the point and hit them for like 3 damage. Remember when the Pharah ulted the point in that retake? That's it. That's where those 2 other limbs came from. So if it wasn't for that retake right there, like if the Orisa didn't shoot them for 2 damage, it would have been the same amount of limbs, just a little bit less deaths. Again, team effort. This isn't saying that like of course they're not playing well right now, right? Like they're not having the best start or like, you know, unlucky, but like this was a team effort round. And then you added some good individual plays. Yeah, so I can't deny that. So remember, the discussion that happens here, Chad, is the team starts looking at the person who's 1-9. The Pharah steps in, says like, no, it's fine, it happens to all of us, and then the rest of the game should get better from here. So that is a good way to go about it. There we go. Saying you have 5 gold medals? Yeah, because there was no scoreboard, yep. It's actually crazy to think we never had a scoreboard in Overwatch to begin with. Until Overwatch 2. Good kill. Good job trying to get out there. I do like that that was a good adjustment from last time. Trying to get out there, yep. There. There you go. Good kills. Good job by your Hanzo getting 2 kills right there. Nice pick. Good job. Good team take by your team. Yeah, just a good start. Good job. And now look at that. Everybody's catching up now. Hanzo's about to be 6 and 9. Almost the same limbs as Orisa now, and everything's starting to even out. Because a flame because of medals instead of limb numbers. Well, it was all just assumption, right? Like you had no idea what the damage was, all that stuff. Yeah. How do the medals work? It just like rather than the way that medals used to work in Overwatch 1 was rather than show you like the scoreboard of everybody, you would just have medals that you would only see, and that's it. Like you couldn't see your teammate's silver medal. You'd have to say that you had those medals, so that people would be like, "Oh, I have gold damage. What are we doing?" while shooting Roadhog. So walls, keeping track. Keep in mind, walls are 15.5 seconds. I always do 16 seconds to be safe. You can even do 15 seconds, because by then usually the half second's already done. So I like this aggression. Yeah, I mean, if you can do that a lot of the time, I'm happy with that. On defense, I felt like you didn't do that as much, where you didn't play for the escape. So, good job. Yeah. Keep the map control here. No one's pushing cart. Absolute classic. My favorite. No one's pushing cart. No one's pushing cart. No one's pushing cart. You know, if I was there, that cart would already be pushed. Now you lose one of your teammates because your team has to go back to the cart because no one wanted to go on it. And here we are. Thankfully, you have a res. I don't mind this flank. Getting good position on their side. I don't... Yeah, I feel like that was a little bit too all-in right there. Like, I get what you were trying to do. I thought you were maybe going to go for, like, force out, like, a Zenyatta ultimate or, like... I don't know. Don't be afraid to ult either. I think you're a little bit safe with your ult sometimes. At the same time, it's Pharah, so, like, you're going to usually get traded on. So maybe you're waiting for... I don't know. But I feel like you could have definitely killed their... At least one of them there or forced out Zeno. So... Right. They have a Pharah now. Like, I mean, they've had one, but, like... There's that duel to deal with. Alright. Oh, damn. It's doing that scoreboard thing again. Where the kill feed's the opposite of what I'm... Why? Okay. Yep. Ooh, big pick by your Hanzo. Oh. Okay, yeah, they didn't work. I wonder how you got that, but I'm like, yeah, they didn't. You just had numbers. Okay, you're good. Good kill? Oh, it's the same? Oh, it's the same? Yeah, true. My bad. I was looking at the wrong thing. You're right. I saw something on there and then I was wrong. There you go, you're good. It's crazy how the last game did that and this one doesn't. Like, why does it do that? Is it like a bug randomly on like the Spectating? I had to reload it? Ooh, good nano. Huge. Not bad. Good nano, good play. Don't be afraid to win this. I just waited 5 minutes to watch your Pharah ultimate, and that's what I get. Maybe you can ult the Zenyatta there, you know, the Kiriko off that. I'm like, okay, this would be cool. Nope, right into a wall. I mean, I get the idea. You just missed. Happens. So, by the way, to your question, I don't think you'll have any problem getting a diamond as long as you don't, like, keep giving them trade kills. Just to show people, chat, remember the 1 and 9 Hanzo from earlier? That half goes 9 and 2. Perfect. The Orisa picks up some kills also. Goes 15 and whatever their kill has. Everybody played better. Everybody had a better half, and you had a great half, of course. Here we go. I mean, you know what you did wrong there. Just try not to be right in their face with the duel. I want to talk about this, by the way, because this is right there, that example. You got away with that, but why would you get res and immediately go into their team? I just want you to be careful of that, because right there, easily could have fallen over right away. I can tell you right now, if someone did that in like a top 500 game right now, they would just fall over in 2 seconds. Your number one problem you're going to run into. And then again, yeah, people can say ego VOD, etc. But like, I'm telling you right now, you will get stopped in play sometimes if you keep doing that. You need to learn that it is not worth trading out in certain situations, right? Obviously, trading's good in some spots, right? But like, if you're going to just lose like at the beginning of a round at their spawn, you're going to end up losing this because you won't get back in time because the defensive spawn's going to be... I think the defensive spawn's a little bit further away in this map. I don't play this map a lot because no one votes for it, but like you're getting away with that. Even more so because you have a pocket. Imagine you get into a game where you don't have a mercy pocket. Like it could be, you'd be on that like that score line of your other teammate, you know, with some of the plays we've seen. I think you rely on your aim a lot sometimes, and that's good. Like having good aim on Pharah is an excellent situation there. But sometimes that can also get you killed a lot, and that's where you would like get stuck in games and not climb as much, etc. Amongst other things, of course. But got out. Man, I can't believe they're not killing you. Again, your position was so rough right there that like, yeah, okay, there it is. You're gonna get res. Actually, that Hanzo ultimate was like perfect cover for your Mercy res. Ultimate, are we gonna see it? Is it gonna happen? It happened! One more kill than I expected. Good job. One thing I wanted to bring up to you too, and you make a valid point here, is like you just end up in melee range a lot of the time. And like every time I play a good Pharah, they generally will be very spam heavy, and then they go for that play occasionally. It feels like you only play aggressive Pharah, and that will be caught on to real quick the more you climb. Like people are going to see that you're aggro and just kill you on that second aggression. So you need to find that balance, and I think that's really where you're at. Is like, yeah, your aim's great, but like you got to fix that balance a little bit. Oh no, it needs to be timed aggression, not constant aggression as Pharah. Does that make, like, that's what I'm getting at here, is like, I don't want to take away the player's ability to be aggressive, but I want their timings to be way better than just slamming it into their team over and over again like this. Because while, again, this is working, this is where your inconsistencies will be, and this won't work all the time, right? Like, you see, like, you get away with plays like that, but you're not going to get away with plays like that a lot as you climb. You'll just eventually get shut down doing that. So this is the part that you need to clean up on. The aim is great, but let's use that aim to, like, your advantage for being able to play Pharah a little bit more uptime. Like, more uptime for you. I think you don't have as much uptime because you're constantly just, like, running back from spawn. Like, you know what? You've slowly taken over the death count in the lobby, by the way. Chat, you notice this, by the way? Remember that the Hanzo started 1-9? That Hanzo since then's gone 17-5. Meanwhile, look at your death count now. Again, you're 35-16, but in a hero shooter, high death count is 1-for-1 and is not always going to go there. Now, of course, you're not 1-for-1 because you're 35-16, but I feel like ever since that, you know, first good attack your team has, you're just giving up a lot of free kills for that. So, there we go. You're looking for some shots. Again, the Pharah aim's great. So that's good news for you. And you're getting a lot of support too, like nano, 24/7 pocket. And in the end though, chat, did you see who got the first 2 opening picks to win this game? Anybody see that? And see, after all is said and done right there, your team wins it. Your 1-9 teammate. Your 1-9 teammate finishes 21-14, going 20-5 the rest of the game, and you and the soldier on the other team are tied for the highest deaths. And that's just Overwatch for you sometimes, right? My take here is, you play well, you have good aim, but you need to clean up on your aggressive play style. I'm an aggressive player. I like playing aggro, but a lot of what makes really good Pharahs good is the timed aggression. You need to time it when your teammates are engaged on them if you want to make that aggressive play, right? Or like they're engaged on your team. I just see you run into them, go into melee range, and get out in plays that is not going to work all the time, right? Didn't it feel like you were really good against their team, right? Think about this. I think this is a good way to look at it. It felt like, for the most part, you felt like you could outduel their DPS every single time, right? Most of what I saw, you had no problem outdueling them. But after all that said, you still have 16 deaths. I know you have a Mercy residue and stuff, but like, you could, if you played this the way that I think you could have played this, you could have been at like, 50-8. Actually, you probably would have won the game much sooner. Like, you would have had a much better scoreline if you just don't run into their team and give them free kills. And right, and another thing that people don't take into account, okay? And I think this is something important to remember. When you go in and use all your cooldowns, and then you escape out, you're like, I got out. The amount of resources and cooldowns that your teammates have to use just to make sure you get out, that could be a team fight loss right there. So you need to be careful with that sometimes. I'll give you an example of it. Say I'm playing D.Va and I get too aggro and we force out BAP Lamp, but then I get out and we survive, and then a Genji blades us. Is it the BAP's fault for using Lamp, or is it my fault for being too aggressive? I was too aggressive. They had to save me, right? They had to use Lamp to save me, and then now we don't have what we need for that because you're being too aggressive. So think about the overall team aspect of it and the resources that are drawn away from you playing so aggro. You can have all the best aim in the world, and I've talked about this. You can have the best aim, but at a certain point, you're going to get stuck in a spot if you don't work in that position and you don't work on that decision-making. So that is something to focus on. You do that, you'll be diamond in no time. But if you keep doing that, you'll struggle a little bit, all right? You got this. You absolutely got this. Like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube. If you haven't, leave a comment. All of that helps. Again, with comments, if you're a Pharah player, have some other stuff I didn't quite point out, advice, always good to do that. Always good to put that there. Just don't be a dick about it. And outside of that, want to watch more of these? Click the little button here. You'll see it. It's gonna pop up. Watch them. They're good videos. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day /night.